but the canning industry is struggling to survive. At its height, there were 152 canneries in Portugal. Ramirez is one of only 20 left, selling 45 million cans of sardines, tuna, mackerel, and codfish each year. Holding the standards of the prestigious Ramirez brand is quality control technician Mario Erojo. Phase 1 removes the heads, skin, and guts from 600 pounds of mackerel, rinsing them off in cold water to remove any residue. Holding the standards of the prestigious Ramirez brand is quality control technician Mario Erojo.
800 tons a week, $4 million on the line, and only 3 hours to keep it from turning to mush. Out on the water, the clock starts the second those sardines hit the deck. Stay with me. I'll show you how frozen brine below -39.2 degrees Fahrenheit and a tight truck sprint decide profit or loss, and why a delay of minutes can ruin an entire haul. Watch how time, temperature, and discipline turn 3.2 million fish into export-ready cans, or nothing at all. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. If you miss the first 15 minutes after the net comes up, you lose the next 40 years of brand trust. Why does time hit harder than waves here? Because the first quarter hour decides whether every can tastes clean and firm, or opens soft and dull. Out on the water, you don't wait for a smell. You read the clock. So the second the fish clear the rail, gill and gut enzymes wake and go to work. I start with brine already mixed, already at hard cold. Salt pulls the freezing point down, so the bath stays colder than straight ice. The crew bleeds heat fast, sacks of flake ice, a salinity check, a probe in the brine, and a second probe in the belly of a test fish. We don't stack a tote until the core is on the way to below -39.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Shallow layers, fin spread, nothing packed tight. Cold needs space. Now the fight starts. Heat, weight, and time take swings at you at once. Pack too deep and the bottom layer gets crushed, oil and juice leak, and the brine warms around the edges. Miss your salt ratio and the chill stalls. A building swell costs you speed to the harbor, and the clock doesn't care about the forecast.
It's also one of Portugal's most important fishing ports, where the art of preserving fish goes back to the Iron Age. Canning industry put Portugal firmly on the map as an exporter of their prized product. Holding the standards of the prestigious Ramirez brand is quality control technician Mario Erojo.
Looks like the kill room on Dexter.
Each small slip steals minutes, and minutes steal money. Keep the cold chain clean. From hold tanks, we lift with dock cranes straight into insulated bins. No gap, no warm hands. Lids go on and stay on. Forklifts move fast but smooth so layers don't slump and bruise. Pre-chilled trucks back in with doors closed, air already cold. We log temps with thermaloggers clipped to the bin wall and buried in the fish. Sun stays off, curtains down, lights out. Every seal matters. Here's why the rules are strict. Above safe temps, bacterial load climbs fast and histamine risk rises in step. Enzymes work like tiny knives, softening flesh long before your nose tells you a thing. That softness is the enemy. It shows up later on the line when a blade grips where it should glide. You can't see this damage on deck, so you keep the number low and the time short. Tech cuts time up front. Sonar tightens the search, and the captain sets the shot to shorten the tow. Less tow means less stress and less heat. Deckhands run high-flow spray to strip slime. The brine needs clean skin to do its job. Think of it like cooling a hot pan. Wipe the oil off and the heat leaves faster. Small prep, big gain.
This has been honing the time-honored craft of jamming fresh fish into tiny metal tins for 160 years, maximizing its ocean resources to produce a viable global commodity, and boiling them for just under an hour.
This
Phase 1 removes the heads, skin and guts from 600 pounds of mackerel. Rinsing them off in cold water to remove any residue.
Scale that up and you see the stakes. We move 800 tons a week in steady pulses that feed a factory on 3 shifts. The line can steam all day, but the real bottleneck lives in those first hours after the catch. If core temps don't drop on time, everything else slows to match the weakest bin. You feel it in the pace, you see it in the yield. Here's a case that stings. A truck misses the dock by 28 minutes. That's just one coffee break on land, but in this chain it's a spike. Core temps rise. Intake sensors at the factory flag texture on arrival. The lot gets downgraded. You still move the fish, but the margin shrinks. That's the price of late. So the trick is simple and strict.
But the canning industry is struggling to survive. At its height, there were 152 canneries in Portugal. Ramirez is one of only 20 left, selling 45 million cans of sardines, tuna, mackerel, and codfish each year.
So it's mackerel day.
Yes, the big mackerel.
Incredible. For some people, they have this idea that a cannery is something where there's no art being practiced.
No.
But that's not true.
Brine below minus 39.2 degrees Fahrenheit on contact. Shallow layers with room for flow. Sealed cold transport, doors shut, no sun. Factory intake within 3 hours. Follow that and the week's $4 million keeps its shape, its snap, and its value. Because the fish arrive stable, the line can run at full tilt. Tiny tolerances now decide the path. 1/10 of a degree at the cooker, a cut that lands the same every time, a lid that crimps just right. Miss by a hair and a can sits on a hold line. Hit the mark and it ships. That's where we're heading next, past the door, where numbers turn into motion and a clean chill becomes a clean pack. What saves the week isn't the can or the label. It's the cold, the clock, and tight discipline between deck and door. Keep those 3 lined up and the rest of the process holds steady. Out on the water, treat your own catch the same way. Chill fast, keep it clean, and cut the sun. Watch for this sign, flesh stays firm when you press. That's your green light. If this helped, subscribe and come back for more trips and tips on gear, handling, and smart logistics. Next time, we step past the door, where 0.035 and 200 a minute keep the promise you started on deck.